Legacy, not labels. There was a time, not too long ago, when the true building blocks of society were rooted in values that we all held dear, such as nurtured marriages, well-planned finances, dedicated child-rearing, and a sense of community that bound us together. These were the things that created strong families, thriving nations, and a sense of unity that transcended time and space. Heroism wasn't just a title, it was an honor or responsibility passed down from one generation to the next. The heroes were the parents who worked tirelessly for the future, the leaders who put their people above their ego, and the community members who lent a hand to help those in need. Back then, we saw the value in raising children with wisdom and care. We understood that a child's upbringing wasn't an option, it was a duty, a sacred responsibility. Families knew that the effort they put into their children would shape the leaders of tomorrow. Money was earned with honor, not simply for personal gain but to provide for one's family, support the community, and ensure that society thrived for generations to come. It was in the little things, the sacrifices, the humble efforts, that greatness was built. The husband and wife who, through their combined strength, built not just a home, but a family. The communities who grew together, not by taking but by giving. The nations that rose not because of self-interest but because of a deep and abiding love for their people. These were the true heroes, the ones who worked for a future greater than themselves. Today, things have changed. We see pride and ego infiltrating every corner of society. Marriages are no longer built on mutual respect, love, and sacrifice, but on expectations of personal gain or convenience. Money is no longer a tool for community building, but a symbol of self-importance. Children are seen as burdens, a nuisance that restricts personal freedom, rather than the future of a nation. Heroism is for fools, they say, people who don't understand the value of their resources or their time. We've lost the essence of what it means to build something that lasts. Now, heroism is nothing more than an outdated idea, a waste of time. People believe they are too old, too busy, or too important to invest in the future. They build their lives on pride and ego, and they see community building efforts as a burden rather than a blessing. They forget the very foundation that made society thrive, the collective effort of nurturing families, supporting each other, and working together toward a common goal. Instead of valuing the wisdom of the older generation, we turn away from it. Instead of nurturing our marriages and children, we prioritize our own egos, our desires, our fleeting ambitions. The very things that were once revered, the dedication to family, community, and nation, are now reduced to a cynical pursuit of self-interest, and the consequences are clear. As families grow more fractured, communities weaker, and nations more divided, we realize too late that the foundation of our strength is crumbling. But there is hope. It's not too late to turn back. The values that once built strong marriages, empowered communities, and shaped nations are still here, still alive within us. They've just been buried under the weight of pride and ego. It's time we reawaken those virtues. It's time we realize that true greatness is not measured in wealth, status, or the fleeting approval of others. It's measured in the love we give, the sacrifices we make, and the impact we leave on the world. Let's return to the basics of love, of hard work, of shared responsibility. Let's build marriages that last, not for pride, but for legacy. Let's nurture our children not as a burden, but as the future of our society. Let's become the heroes of tomorrow, not because we seek fame or recognition, but because we know that true heroism lies in selfless service to others. The greatest heroes aren't the ones we see on billboards. They're the ones who build, who nurture, who love, who serve. It's time we honor these values once more. It's time to become the heroes of our own future.